right, Tassels. We have the game made.
Oh, we ready? Okay, I'm coming. Second.
Light slowed us down by watching his replay, then immediately spammed a go start 400 times upon joining the game. Love it. Love to see it. Pro gamers never change.
All right, so we've got Mini here at the 12 o'clock spot, and we've got Light down here in the bottom right.
Right. Yeah, Ascension. Okay, I'm remembering maybe one or two more TVPs that I've seen here, but it's hard to say how this one will go because Mini is kind of a crazy player, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the early mass shuttle users in PvT. A couple of years ago, he was actually going mass shuttle against players like Flash. I'm sure you must remember some of those from like circuit breakers and everything. It was like a crazy new style that never really caught on, but nowadays we do see lots of mass shuttle, but it's generally with speed.
Yeah, it's funny to see how this kind of evolution of PvT is still happening. I remember when we first got back casting StarCraft 1, after about, I want to say like 9 years at GSL, we finally picked up StarCraft 1 workout here with Remastered around the corner. And, like, I remember you and me both saying on camera, like, well, this is the matchup that basically isn't changing. You know what I mean? Like, we pretty much figured it out. And then it turns out, like, no, man, all this new crazy stuff came. It's been super exciting to see. And I think Mini's one of those guys in the forefront of that.
Yeah. I feel like he's so much more known though for his PvZ that it overshadows his Protoss versus Terran a bit.
Yeah, I agree. So we're gonna see what exactly he can. I don't know. I mean, let's see what kind of game we're gonna have here. I mean, I'm also curious how long Light can possibly keep this dominance. He's really looking so strong today, man.
Well, he looked like unbelievably good against Snow, and then he got really far ahead against Hero from Hero's own mistake, and like it was like a sloppy finish, but it was a finish. We'll take it.
Look at this. Gateway, Nexus, and then I guess Gas next. What do you think about this?
Maybe pop the Zealot or something. The map is... I was actually thinking to myself when he made the gate, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised he's not going Nexus first, because it's long rush distances. So it's actually... Excuse me, it's going to be very hard to bust anything. But this is kind of like... You know, it's in between a regular gas expansion and a Nexus first. So, I don't know, I almost never play against this. It's super rare to see a build like this.
Yeah, I've never quite seen this build here. This is so interesting.
Yeah. If someone should know what it is and how to play against it, it should be Light. Yeah, he's making a third Marine. Huh. So I think he is going to go for a bust and just treat it as if it's Nexus first.
Interesting.
I think that's what we're going to see.
It does make me wonder, you know, when you see... Because Nexus first we've had a couple times, and that's not even actually that much of a new build, but this is kind of funny, because, yeah, you get the Zealot out, you probably feel kind of safe, and you can kind of put some pressure on, but then you have the Nexus popping out right away. Do you get two Zealots with this, I wonder?
Yeah, you must.
Right?
Yeah, okay, he just popped out his second one, yeah. So it's like Zealot, Dragoon, I think. Definitely a different one. Zealot kind of waiting out front.
Okay, so...
I guess what you probably want to do is make the SC... Oh, I think I know what he's going to do. He's going to make the SCVs unstack, maybe before the hole, then back up.
Ooh, okay. This is really...
Okay, never mind. He actually just turns around. I thought for a minute that would be an amazing play, but look, he's got 3 units right now. I think he's going to pull probes to fight this.
I think you have to.
Look, here comes the drill. Oh. Yeah, I think there's enough here for Light to bust this. And he didn't even send 8 SCVs. He sent 6 plus his scout. Look at this. He's just smashing in.
Yeah, and this is an angle where the Protoss can't, like, probe drill in retaliation.
He's going for a Robo really quickly, so it'll probably be a Reaver follow-up, but he needs to live first. He's already taken a lot of damage on these units, so Light pushes forward. Now, when you push forward like this, you gotta make it work. Because if you don't kill that Nexus and they hold, you're done.
The probe drill is actually pretty good, honestly. Like,
oh my god.
Quite a bit of damage. In this next probe drill, can he actually stop this Marine from getting inside the bunker? He's gonna get the Vultures.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look at the Dragoons! Oh my god. 2 health, 10 health.
That's insane, dude.
That is insane.
That's insane.
4 kills on each of them. Oh my god.
And
Reaver tech on the way. Ooh.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Marine spray.
So he's got the Reaver tech. The Dragoon range is coming. And this is kind of an insane game here. I wish we could actually see the exact worker count on each side. I'm curious how many SCVs died versus how many probes died. You know what I mean? But
yeah, he lost 6 SCVs.
Thing is that the follow-up Reaver drop is going to be devastating. Protoss keeps making Vultures. I don't think in the back of Light's mind. Oh, did he just scout with the shuttle? That's so weird.
Oh, did he? Oh my god, yeah. I guess he did, huh? Just, I guess you're trying to check if there is a CC or not.
Yeah, and I don't know that Terran saw that either. You know. So like, now what? I mean, again, I don't think that in the back of his head he's thinking about a Reaver push, and this is actually pretty insane, dude. He's basically elevatoring units out and sending them across the map.
And look at that. Immediately the Vultures go into the main base of Mini. So that is actually a huge punish on what he's done. Like, dropping out your goons and then having Vultures come in is the worst case scenario here for Mini.
He's actually having to bring the Dragoons back into the main here.
Also, back at Home for Light, like, he did figure it out. I think he saw or felt out that this was going to be Reaver because he was making an academy and he canceled and went into eBay. He's also pulled his Marines back, so he's making like a perfectly placed bunker. Gonna have turrets and tanks. So,
well,
this is optimal for Light. This is amazing for Light.
I just don't know if Mini can recover. If he can't punish this, I don't know what else he can really do here. Like, Terran's gonna have another base. It doesn't look like anymore like Reavers are a real threat to the economy of Terran. And this might be one of these situations where the back and forth kind of just settles it. Now, I do think there's one kind of like a long shot possibility that he just kind of dive bombs the entrance and like, you know, just jumps on the tanks, gets perfect Reaver shots, marches in with the Dragoons, and maybe wins. But I don't know that we're having that. It looks like Mini's response is to actually double expand.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think that is the right response, to be honest. Like, I know that some people like to just try to ape their way in after they lose their Nexus, but honestly, like, you're making plenty of units. It's not like he lost a lot of probes. He did lose some probes, but obviously some SCVs were lost. And the big thing about these openers with Terran is they don't have a lot of units. So there's no follow-up push, you know? It's like, every single time you bust a Nexus like this, you've spent a lot of your money and build time on Marines and Vultures, so you just don't have a lot, and then you're on one factory for a long time because you have to get turrets and your command center. So the 3 base plus just utilizing a Reaver for defense, for slowing things down and forcing turrets and stuff, I think Mini's all right. Like, it's a better situation for Light right now, but it's not unplayable for Mini.
And he's getting to Stargate pretty quick. So this is going to be, yeah, he's getting one inside the main there. So it looks like this is going to be,
then, right?
It has to be, right? I mean, I don't, unless he does something insane and goes D-Web, like, but it does kind of make sense. Like, I don't think you can play totally straight up and manage to be ahead here. I think that you try to do the Reaver play, try to generate a threat, and then I think you try to kind of sneak the carriers in. But I don't know. I feel like this is still pretty good for Terran.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to like how quickly you scout the carriers, but he's going to scout the carriers fine because the academy is almost done. So he's going to scout them before they even start, basically. There's no fleet beacon as of yet. But Mini sitting on 3 bases very cleanly here. And I'm trying to look at the map for buildable terrain, because a lot of times what you do, if he scouts this before he starts his 3rd command center, you should do a 2-base timing push against it.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, he scouts it with the Vulture. That's
This
amazing.
is like the worst possible thing. It's like the worst possible time to get scouted there. I mean, you can go for carriers with Reavers and kind of be safe. If he didn't have the Reaver play at all, I think that the Terran easily pushes him and kills him. Reavers do make the math a little bit fuzzier for like how this can go exactly, but to spot that like that is pretty bad, man. That I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward push here from Terran then, right?
Yeah, he's going to do a 2-base like 100%. You see he's adding a couple factories right now. He is going to go ahead and get into +2 attack. But you can't push for a little bit. Like you have to take it a little bit slow here, because you have to get out of your base very cleanly, and you need a lot of buffering units. So, like it's still hard to pull this off as Terran. It's very far away. Notice what Mini's doing here. He's adding gates. I think that this is the right move. He should get his Citadel pretty soon here as well. I know it's like tough to afford all that right now. But once Light scans to reconfirm carriers, if he switches into a more ground-heavy army and can just stop the 2-base push, I think that's okay for Mini.
Interesting. Well, finally, this Vulture's killed off. And Terran does have a dropship here. I'm sorry, is there a forge? I don't see one, do you?
I don't think he has a forge yet.
Huh. Okay.
Do you think he forged jet about it?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Do you think he forged jet about it?
Oh, no. Oh, no, Artosis. That's what I thought you said the first time, and I'm like, he couldn't have possibly said that. Like,
yeah, I most certainly said that.
This is, I mean, the thing is, he's going to be abused now by these Vulture drops. You know, let's see how many more probes he can actually get. Okay, this actually is handled pretty well here by Mini.
Yeah, not too bad. Still, you know, some probes here and there, a few units running into mines. Definitely a worthwhile drop.
Sure. Tanks are
These
coming.
The 2 carriers.
You have tanks pushing out now.
And the army is actually not big enough for,
oh my God.
for Light to do anything. Tasteless.
That was insane.
He lost 2 tanks there.
Yeah. The only way that Terran can usually be guaranteed to lose is if the Reavers trade so efficiently that, never mind the carriers, the Dragoons are now a threat. You know what I mean?
You know, honestly, Light is kind of missing his push timing. I think he has to back up and play a much longer game, which is going to make this exponentially more difficult. I think the timing never quite came. He's getting +2 already. He hasn't started his +1 armor, although he got the 2nd armory. Had a good factory count. But yeah, see, he's starting his 3rd CC now because he doesn't have the units. This hasn't really come together as well as I think he hoped.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult now. He just has the 1 add-on. So, I mean, you know, when you look at a Terran's base, you see only 1 factory with an add-on. That means only 1 tank at a time. So, yeah, losing those 2 tanks is devastating. But, again, I don't see the Forge here, and so that's why we don't have cannons. The Forge is going to finish, but that means these Vultures can just abuse Mini.
Yeah, he is killing a lot of probes here and causing a lot of lost mining time as well. The Dragoons coming back can force it back, but it is a huge problem. We still don't see the Forge. Honestly, he doesn't even have the minerals for it right now. He almost needs Light to just leave him alone for a bit.
Okay, here we come. Here we go. The push is coming. Dragoons are all set up, and this is a real threat, man. Now the Reavers can be the saving grace here for the Protoss, especially if you can just hit tanks that are. Oh my God! He loses 1 Reaver.
2. He loses 2 more tanks.
Did he
there.
lose? Okay, I thought he still lost 2 Reavers. I was like, oh, I didn't.
No, 2 tanks.
Okay.
Good hit from Mini. Has a good amount of Dragoons here, just kind of slowing him down. The Reaver's doing a fantastic job thus far. Decent amount of Goliaths. That +2 attack should be done pretty soon. Looks like we had a Goliath drop in the main base.
Oh, what? Yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah. That's funny. I've seen that before to try to snipe carriers, but I'm not sure that that's what that was. I don't know.
Okay,
pushing forward now. Light has a scary army at this third base.
Yeah, this is pretty huge, man. Here we go. The Goliaths are in high enough number they can fight the carriers, but the carriers are doing a pretty good job sniping. I almost wonder if maybe Mini should have been trying to snipe the tanks here, but I guess you don't quite have enough carriers.
Yeah, he has enough to get all the Goliaths, I think, and then he can get the tanks. And look, the Dragoons are going to stop any Goliath reinforcement. Once he kills this entire army, even if he loses this Nexus, he's going to have 6 carriers and 1,000,000 goons against almost no tanks. He's going to win this game, Tasteless.
I think you might be right, Artosis. Yeah, that's funny. Mini really had the math down on this perfectly. He's going to end up killing off the tanks, killing off the Goliaths, and now the Dragoon army is a real threat. Let's see what's actually over here at the third base for Terran. It's 1 tank, and basically Goliaths and Vultures, which, by the way, guys, Goliaths and Vultures are just not actually good against Dragoons at all. They're only good if there's a bunch of tanks behind them doing damage. And he's zoned with the carriers very well here, so he can basically catch these tanks.
This is a little bit... It's kind of a funny game because we have more bases for Terran than for Protoss, which is not really what you're used to seeing. But the carriers are going to be so efficient from here on out. He's got 4, 2 more on the way. A small push from Light on that third base again forces another cancel.
Yeah.
As the carriers come up, if he just snipes a couple tanks...
Yeah, I'm worried that...
he's going to be able to kill him.
I'm worried that even though the, the Protoss is in shambles economically, it seems like he's kind of gotten to where he needed to be. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the 6 carriers. This is 4 here, right? And then there's 2 more coming out of the main. So it's like he kind of has all the pieces he needs. He could come in here with a killing blow onto this third base. But right now he's sending these carriers back first. Oh, got the Reaver.
Wow. Oh, this is so painful. Like, Mini losing track of what was going on there. The carriers having to come home to deal with this tiny army. Light is really taking control just by hitting the edges. Another dropship going into the main base as well.
Oh, yeah, good catch. I almost missed that. Yeah, I think he's trying to actually drop the Vulture. I don't know. Can you fit a Vulture behind the minerals on this base? You see where I'm looking at on the natural?
Yeah, I think you can, yeah.
That is dirty. So he's finally cleaned this up over here, but I'm worried that as the clock runs, Terran has now catapulted way ahead in this game, and any opportunity that Mini may have had is basically far, far behind us.
Yeah, this is funny because it's actually gone back and forth. Like, Mini definitely did get into a much better position than that little counter push. Did a lot of damage, slowed him down. He does have a scary amount of carriers, though, right? Like, he's got +1 attack. He's got 6 carriers, 2 more on the way. If he can somehow break 1 light army, he can still win the game. But with these 2 on upgrades, it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, I just think that the Terran has a little bit too much for the Protoss to have any tactics. We'll see, though. Carriers are pretty crazy units. I mean, sometimes you can do some pretty wild stuff with them. But I think the Goliath...
It looks like he wants to counter.
Yeah, he's basically trying to pull the army back into the main and force it to defend, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like it. And sometimes you can, like, pick off armories. If you ever see the armories in a situation like this, you can really hiccup the production of Terran. But look at this. He's trading well in here. He's starting to take some damage, though. I feel like he's got to be careful not to lose carriers.
Yeah, well, that's the most important thing, right, is that he does not lose carriers here, because if he does, he's going to be in hot water. Good. This is great. He's going to find these tanks.
Yeah, he's going to get at least 2 of those before the Goliaths get back up. Really well done. Look at this. The few Goliaths coming up, he's going to start picking some of those off. Utilizing the terrain beautifully here. I'm going to stop calling who's going to win this game because
we're doing the pro gamer thing, man.
Well, he's dead. Now he's dead. Now he's dead. It's like, damn, the game is too complicated for this.
So there's going to be 8 carriers total. Hold on. How many carriers are here? There's 6 here, so there's 8 total. There's 2 more. But
it's 115 supply to 167. That is such a big difference.
Yeah. Now there's no Vultures, so Zealots are very handy. But I guess we don't actually have a lot of Zealots, so who cares?
He's got 1 speed Zealot right now.
Yeah,
They're not that good.
That was a moment when I'm casting and I thought that I was going to move my screen to something that would only make me look smarter, and I'm like, no, it's not happening. So he's driving these Goliaths away, and honestly, this is a pretty good engage here by Mini. He managed to fight the Goliaths basically without ever having to be near the tanks.
Dude, he's going for the main now. Like, you have to treat this seriously as Light. I think he has to send Goliaths back in. If he does, he's going to lose his 4th base.
Yeah,
he's going to dive on the armories now. Watch this. He's got it.
Yeah, there's one more armory down here in the very, very bottom right. Honestly, this is some of the best carrier play we've had in a while here.
Yeah, the carriers are not as trendy lately, but this is some fantastic moves. Look at this. He's killing a lot of these Goliaths, and as a lot of them come back in, he can exit out towards that 4th once again. There is a counter push going on at his 3rd.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that. I would have missed that, actually. Yeah, there's push coming down here. Very good army splitting. And now he can try to come down here. There are Goliaths on both sides. Even though Mini's doing a great job, I do think in the end he still loses this game.
I don't know. Tasteless, you got to stop trying to call him, man, because it's impossible. Yeah, he has no units at home, though. The tank push that he has out there can actually kill him.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is the carriers are a headache. Oh, hold on. Here comes a Dragoon push. Dude. Artles.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
He's coming.
Oh, there's GTs from Mini and his natural, Tasteless. He doesn't see that because he's fighting over here, focusing all of his attention. Oh, he scanned it. Damn.
Never mind. But
that would have been the sickest way to win.
That would have been... Well, he can keep making DTs. I mean, I don't know how many scans are actually here. He's going to basically get a denial on this base over here. Again, Dragoons, when they have to fight Goliaths, together with carriers, the Goliaths are in a terrible condition here. Now, I don't know that there's enough. I feel like just barely Terran keeps pushing stuff out and slowly wins the fight, but maybe not, man. Carriers make the math very fuzzy.
Yeah, he actually still has high interceptors on most. He lost 1 there, so he's down to 7. But he still has some Dragoons mixed in, making it hard for just pure Goliath. But there's so many Goliaths still being pumped. 55 supply to 94. Mini is not mining. So what you see is what you get now.
Yeah, the tanks are coming back here. I mean, the problem is the carriers are just endlessly fighting Goliaths. He doesn't have money to make more interceptors. I mean, this game has turned out to be much closer than I thought. But I do think there should be just barely enough. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Light just holds this.
I think the amount of time it takes...
another one right there.
The amount of time it takes to kill Goliaths out of, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 factories, you basically just get fresh Goliaths every time, right?
Yeah, that's basically what we're seeing. He's done so much damage, like, and losing those 3 carriers during this as well. He's not mining at all. If he had anything else going on, he could win this game.
Yeah.
Anything else, but he just does not.
Mini nearly won this, by the way. That's how insane this is. But I think you're right. Like, Mini's fighting, but I think another Goliath is about to go down.
Yeah, he's gonna lose another one, I think. You gotta actually target him. There you go. He gets another. We're down to 4. There can't even be that many interceptors at this point. Nah, you can't win this, right?
Hold on. Well, there's...
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Doesn't have any money, Tasteless. Like, Light is broke now too.
Yeah,
He's
it
like
looks
8 Goliath total.
I wasn't really watching the money move. Okay, but there's enough Goliaths, I think, coming up. I mean, if he just gets enough Goliaths and just runs under, I think he can win, right?
And he's got to utilize terrain here. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is so crazy.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god, this is so crazy.
This is... If he actually wins this, it's going to be the most insane thing ever. He's going for the gas. I guess there's no gas to mine here. Goliaths do cost gas. I was thinking you have to cut him off. He's basically putting these carriers into this position where, like, the Goliaths can't quite get under. I think there's enough Goliaths. GG.
Oh, he GG's. That was crazy.
That was insane, dude. That was crazy. What a game.
Oh, man.
That was wild.